book that a vision is a luminous dream, a unique kind of dream that reaches beyond seeking to fulfill needs, preferences, and wants. Can you share a little more about what you mean by reaching beyond seeking?
When you are seeking, you are a seeker. And one point seeking, go beyond it, that you are merging with the divinity. And that is beyond, that enters in the imaginal realm. The way creativity creates itself, imagination imagines itself. When you are merging with the divinity or the blissful body, we call yoga, the blissful body. First is the physical body, second is the life energy, you breathing, third with the mental body, your state of mind, and that is the mental body, your thoughts and feelings and images are there, positive thoughts and feelings, negative thoughts and feelings, and emotions are there, and several types of emotions are there. And finally, when you go further, there is behind that is the etheric body. Chakras are there. And beyond chakras, there chakras of 7 chakras, the corresponding points of the physical body. And then you go to blissful body, where you enter, you're dropping the physical mental body and the chakra body, or etheric body, you connect with the soul and spirit. And that is the one.
So in this recovery of this fourth treasure, you've walked us through the importance of course, understanding the forms of the dreams and the functions, but remembering the dream. And then having that dream matter and consciously speaking into that dream, and then allowing the dream to speak to us. And so one of the things that you mention in your book about a luminous dream, you say that the luminous dream is a giving dream, that we give ourselves to this dream and then the dream gives back to us.
Yeah. Now, you give your dream. The dream gives back to you. Who gives back to me? Divine energy, soul and spirit, and they refine it, they co-create it, they call blending. I call in modern metaphysical meditation, you go beyond meditation, we got blending. The soul and spirit also, they work together, you blend together, they refine the dream. That is the luminous dream.
Beautiful. So this luminous dream, as I'm understanding it, it becomes an alchemy between that initial pursuit of remembering our dream and consciously creating our dream, and then within this trinity of soul, of spirit, of self, of course higher self, it's infinite, there's an alchemical process where the dream begins to take on a life of its own.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that is true. When you are connected with the luminous dream, then all coordination and cooperation between the soul, spirit, higher self, and your truer self, they're working with you. Now we are taken over by blissful body, and then you become follower. You still have mental body, physical body, life energy body, etheric body, but they take it over you. And you become part of the ocean become part of the drop. You become part of the existence become part of the you.
And in this becoming a part of existence and in this alchemical relationship, this unification, this alchemical change, it speaks to a line in your book that talks about how that luminous dream becomes an expanding dream that grows on its own, and then it also enables you to grow beyond your entanglements, actually freeing you.
Yeah, when entanglement with the human mind, because childhood and you brought up, you had your own passion, your own dream, you want to become this, I want to become this, I want to become musician, I want to be painter, I become politician, I got the leader. And there are the negative you go, and the positive you go, the self. Now self is progressive, I'm going, but self wants to connect with the divinity. The ego wants to be that and that and that. I'm not, negative ego is not your enemy. You consider it as a challenger and you can grow up and up. That is the beautiful part of that one, that creates the luminous dream. In my life, I want to be now I'm a different age group. So I have a luminous dream to connect with the divinity. In not this lifetime, any lifetime, I'm open. I want to be more joyful, very much joyful, and let the divinity make the decision. I cannot make. The moment my I should diminish. I just become, when I feel free, I want to share with other people, and slowly I dropped out. The whole secret of dropping out the I and become part of the existence. Existence is my supreme ascending master.
A luminous dream is a giving dream, an expanding dream, enables you to grow beyond the entanglements of mind, connects you to divinity, and blends you with divinity. A vision is a luminous dream, a unique dream that reaches beyond seeking to fulfill needs, preferences, and wants. When a seeker goes beyond seeking, she merges with divinity and enters the imaginal realm where creativity creates itself and imagination imagines itself.